How's it going, Knights? Welcome back to the studio.
On today's show, we'll get a look at some of the artistic talent we have here at Higley, catch up with two of our spring season sports teams, and visit a local dog rescue.
Stay tuned because an all-new episode starts right now.
So let's sing a song. What can we sing?
Hey Knights, I'm Ethan Webb.
And I'm Amaya Griffin.
Choir hosted their annual concert on March 3rd. The theme was The Elements. Thank you to everyone who came out to support our choir program.
Girls Beach Volleyball had their first game of the season last week against Marana High School. Our Lady Knights were able to secure the win for Higley and are excited for their next game, March 16th, against Awa Fria High School. Be sure to wish them luck at their next game and throughout the season.
With spring sports just around the corner, Ethan and I spent some time with the boys volleyball team to see how they are preparing for another great season. As the boys volleyball team gets ready to take on this new season, we talked to a couple players to see what's in store for the near future.
I'm Cameron Whiting. I'm a senior here at Higley High School, and I play opposite on the volleyball team.
Hi, I'm Miles Whiting. I'm a junior at Higley High School, and I play libero on the volleyball team.
I'm excited for this season because we all played club volleyball together, so our chemistry is pretty good. And we should go to playoffs this year. So
this season, I'm excited to get better. Just excited to play my first year on varsity. This club season, I've improved personally, I think, and I'm just trying to get better. I was on JV last year. It's a whole nother level on varsity, so gotta do good.
last year's season was all right, but we lost in the first round of playoffs to Campo Verde.
Challenges we're gonna face this year is probably our first game against Gilbert and then probably Campo Verde.
To be successful this season, we just gotta make sure that we're working hard in practice, putting in our own work, and then when it comes to game time, we know what we're doing. In practice, we start out by doing some stretches, and then we do self-toss for a little while. We do some game serves.
I'm a passer, so everyone's hitting balls at me, so I can pass them.
And then after that, we do 6-on-6 scrimmage. Then when it comes to game time, we know what we're doing. The reason the Higley students got to come out to the volleyball games this year is because we need a big student section to hype us up, and
the people on the bench get everyone hyped.
The games get super hype, and they're super fun anyway, so why not come?
We wish the best of luck to our volleyball boys here at Higley. Be sure to come out and support them this season. This is Ethan and Ethan reporting for The Studio.
Hey, do you like to paint?
To be honest, I've never really been that good at art. I can't even draw a good circle.
Well, that's a shame. But here on campus, we've got some Knights whose artistic abilities will really blow you away. Let's roll the clip.
The galaxy, it's getting there.
Higley seniors Giselle and Megan have made their art portfolios a staple in their lives.
Since I was little, I've always been doing art, and I have a lot of creativity, and so I like to put it onto paper and not just keep it inside of my head. I like to put it out on paper.
Just like as a kid and stuff, I've totally just been this like ADD kid. I'm so easily distracted and stuff. Art was like kind of my one thing, like growing up as a kid, that's like the only thing I could concentrate on for like more than 30 minutes.
Megan in particular has a well-known piece of art that she calls her prized possession.
I knew it was gonna be like fun to paint, so I decided to paint Post Malone, and I did the Stoney album cover. Some kids were offering like over like $200 for this painting, and I went to a Post Malone concert, and it's with the like production team or something, and still haven't heard back if it's gonna get signed. Probably will never see it again, but it'd be like that, so.
If I wasn't doing art, I probably wouldn't enjoy school as much because my favorite class is art, and it always has been since I was like in 7th grade. I also think it brought my dad and I closer because we've kind of had like a bad relationship, but with me doing art, he just loves it, and I enjoy doing it with him too.
Both girls also have grand plans for their art in the future.
I chose tattooing as a career in the future because I want to start putting my own art on someone's body, and for someone to enjoy my art that much, it's just crazy to me.
I've kind of thought of getting into doing custom shoes, painting Air Forces and stuff, just to see. I think it'd be fun. So basically, whoever's the first 3 people to come up to me, I'll be doing that custom shoe paint job for $20, friends and family 15.
Signing off for the studio, it's Maya and Kennedy.
NHS recently sponsored a voter registration booth for seniors during both lunches. Volunteers were on hand to help our 18-year-old students register to vote in the upcoming election. For more information on how to get involved and to vote in the future, visit vote.org.
Backed by popular demand, we brought some Higley Knights into the studio to test their music knowledge once again. Another game of Name That Tune. Let's see how it went.
St. Patrick's Day is a day to celebrate Irish culture all over the world. What better way to celebrate than testing Knights on their knowledge of Irish musicians? We tested Marie Wollinen, Brooke Manjum, Nicole McMullen, Will McMullen, Sam Kozowski, and Tim Seitz on their knowledge at contemporary Irish music.
First song is This Town by Niall Horan.
Don't make fun of me if I get the artist wrong.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Ed Sheeran.
Boom. It's probably wrong on this one.
The correct answer is This Town by Niall Horan.
Dang it.
Second song is Break Even Falling to Pieces by The Script.
Heard this song. Single line.
The correct answer is Break Even Falling to Pieces by The Script.
The Script.
So you do get a point.
Oh, we get a point.
I almost heard the falling to pieces part, and then
And our final song, Zombie by the Cranberries.
Oh my gosh, I know exactly what this is. I've heard this. Oh my gosh, my mom's gonna be so disappointed.
I know the remix for this.
Yeah, I didn't get this right.
I know it's this.
I know it's Zombie.
The correct answer was Zombie by the Cranberries.
Oh, I heard sorry.
I heard Sabe.
Congrats to Marie and Brooke for taking the lead. We hope you all have a great St. Patrick's Day over the break nights. This is Griffin Small and Mike Weber reporting for The Studio.
Starting a business is never easy and takes lots of hard work and dedication. Riley and Hayden caught up with the owner of a popular cookie hotspot to see how her dream of business ownership became a reality.
With its humble beginnings as a small bakery based in Logan, Utah, Crumble Cookies is a new bakery chain that has stores popping up all over America, with some landing here in the Valley.
Crumble was the brainchild of 2 cousins. It was one cousin who was going to school at Utah State at the time, and he thought of this idea to sell warm chocolate chip cookies to the college students. So the 2 of them together opened their first store in Logan, Utah, right near Utah State University, while he was still going to school. He hadn't even graduated yet from college when he opened it, and it was a success overnight.
Molly Ashton was your typical stay-at-home mom, and then one family vacation to Utah changed her life.
It was not ever something I had dreamed of doing. I never thought I'd own a business of any sort, but we were on a family vacation in Utah and we went to a Crumble and I walked in and it just spoke to me. And so I reached out to Crumble Corporate and I told them I'd like to open one, and it all kind of started from there. I mean, it was really just a spur of the moment thing that has now become a lifestyle for us.
But owning a business doesn't come without its challenges.
So when I reached out to corporate and we decided that we would be franchise owners, we had already found a location. It was the perfect location. We felt like the area, the cost of the location, everything was just perfect. The location fell through the next day. Well, it turned out there was another restaurant in the vicinity that had a non-compete clause in their contract that stated no one who owned a bakery could open there. We were kind of devastated because we didn't really think there were any other options out there. And then that led us to this location where we are today, which is only about a mile away from our first location. It ended up being perfect and probably a way better spot. In the end, it really worked out in our favor, but it was really scary at first that we lost that first one.
If you are ever craving good cookies, Crumble is open from 10 a.m. until midnight. Signing out for the studio, this is Hayden and Riley.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that back like Stockton. Just joshing. I'ma spend this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put it back in the friend zone. This sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Told Pooh he a fool with that. Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville and I move like a dime.
For this week's Teacher Spotlight, Phoenix caught up with Mr. Katselis to find out what makes him such a popular teacher here at Higley.
So guys, the French would want to make sure that that's actually demilitarized because they're afraid that an imminent attack would happen again.
Mr. Katselis is a teacher here at Higley that teaches a variety of different history classes on campus. Being a longtime teacher here at Higley, I set out to learn more about him.
My name's Mr. Katselis. I teach AP World History, I teach US History, I teach World History and Geography. Growing up, I actually was raised in Chandler, so I'm actually an Arizonan for the most part. I've lived here most of my life. Graduated from Desert Vista in 2000s. Then I went on to join the military for 3 years. I was in the Army. And then after that, I got the GI Bill and I went to ASU, and then that's where I decided to become a teacher. My time in the military, I spent 3 years in the Army. I actually was stationed in Baumholder, Germany. It's in the Rhineland area. It's up against the border of France and Germany. I enjoyed every bit of it. If I had to do it again, I would do it in a heartbeat. I was what they call 13 Fox, which is a field artillery scout. Essentially, I'm the guy that would be on the radio that would call for artillery fire on the enemy. It was actually really fun. I got to see all of Europe. I even had a chance to get to Cairo and Egypt and all that and see the pyramids. Definitely complemented my history degree and all that by going to these actual locations and seeing things firsthand. I've always wanted to teach history because I've always been like a history buff. History has the opportunity to teach somebody perception. I'm always interested in what makes human beings tick, why we do what we do, and to understand history is to really kind of have the wisdom of mankind. I try and just give everything I possibly know or got, and I try and give everything I can to the students. I really feel like I'm trying to hand over the cultural baton to them the best I can.
Many students of his also have positive things to say about him.
Mr. Katselis is a teacher. He was pretty good. He was able to teach very well.
He likes to take his time with the students. He makes the class a lot easier to learn history.
He once gave us this message at the beginning of the year that I'll always remember, and it's just basically talking about staying in the present, not thinking too much in the future.
I definitely plan on continuing to teach here at Higley High School. This is my home at this point. I got into teaching because I'm passionate about the topic. I love history, I love social studies, I love government, I love students, I love the principals that I've had to work for. I have really no complaints. I'm in it, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. Maybe one day I might actually use my master's degree in education leadership and actually become a principal one day, but let's not talk about that right now.
Mr. Katselis is looking forward for his time ahead and future at Higley. This is Phoenix McNeil reporting for The Studio.
Many students here at Higley have experienced the joy that comes from owning a pet. Unfortunately, not every dog and cat is given the opportunity of a safe and loving place to live. Kylie recently visited a local animal rescue center to learn more about the true impact of pet rescue and what we as students can do to help.
We keep telling her, Mommy and Daddy are coming.
Since spring break starts tomorrow, most of you probably already have plans for your vacation. But what if you put some time aside to help make a difference in your community? There's an animal rescue in Gilbert called The Farm that could really use your help.
So The Farm is an animal rescue, largely dogs, but we do have a cat wing as well. We basically rehabilitate any dogs that need that, maybe behaviorally, or we treat them if they've got medical problems. And we raise the puppies and we get them to the stage that they can be adopted, like the puppies that we have here today. And they're vaccinated, and we make sure we spay and neuter all our dogs, all our cats, so that they can't go ahead and have any more puppies or kittens in the future.
The only reason they're able to help so many animals, though, is because of people donating their time to the organization.
Big thing that people can do, we actually have people from all over the world that volunteers here, from things like looking after the dogs, but also things, practical things like we always need to transport people too. Our dogs, they need to go from foster to foster.
She admits while it's hard work, helping out man's best friend is one of the most rewarding things you can experience.
Come in, they may be very scared, they're very unhappy, they've had a bit of a trauma, and sometimes the first couple of weeks are very difficult for them. But then when they settle and they become more manageable and then they get adopted to sometimes the most wonderful homes, I think that's the most satisfying. But the puppies are kind of cute and fun too, so that's always fun to hang out with the puppies and know that they've got a great life ahead of them.
Whether you're interested in volunteering or adopting a pet of your own, they recommend you follow their Facebook at The Farm Rescue or visit their website, thefarmrescue.com,
for more information about them and their adoption events. Reporting for the studio, I'm Kylie Pierre.
Aaron and Andrew recently put the spotlight on Higley's tennis team this week to see what's in store for the upcoming season. Let's take a look.
It's tennis season nights, and as the season kicks off, we've decided to catch up with the team to see how they've prepared for the season.
This year we've done a lot. Actually, in the off season, we've been playing club all throughout the fall. We've talked a lot of strategy, mental game.
To prepare for this tennis season, I've been doing a tennis academy called Smash Academy, just with a bunch of other people where we have a coach that teaches us how to play tennis better.
To prepare for this tennis season, I've gone to tennis club and just played with my friends on Saturday.
But every season is different, and they explained how this season will be different from those previous.
It'll be different because we have graduated 5 seniors, and so we're younger, but that also brings advantages because we're younger, we're teaching these guys exactly what we want.
We lost 3 of our 6 varsity, so we had a bunch of JV move up. They're not as experienced as our team last year was.
It's because we have new freshmen moving up and new seniors that moved out, so for the better or worse, we're gonna try as hard as we can this season.
But to reach their full potential, the boys need fans to come show up to games.
I think they should come because it's a lot of fun. They get to see a great competition between schools, and hopefully they'll come out and enjoy the weather. It's amazing.
It's a general atmosphere of fun. We're just a fun crowd.
Usually people go to like football or basketball games, but it's just always interesting to learn about a new sport and see it.
We wish good luck to the team and make sure Knights to come support them at their next game. This has been Andrew Shar and Jack Stone reporting for The Studio.
That's all we have for you this time, Knights. Thanks for tuning in.
Also, be sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at the Studio HHS. We'll see you guys after break.